Hello, this is the Daily Forex Report for May 11th. We're looking at the US-Japanese yen pair. This pair moved to the upside, did break above resistance, closed above it. We are looking for it to potentially go as high as 81.71, possibly as low as 80.20. Look for some resistance around 81.40 and look for some support around 80.40. Now looking at the Euro-USD pair, this pair surged to the downside, had another very large range day, did come right down into previous support and held. We'll have to see if this next session will hold it as well, right around the 14200 mark. So has moved back up to that point. We are looking for it to possibly go as high as 144.96, possibly as low as 140.04. Look for some resistance around 143.10 and look for some support around 141.50. Now the pound US dollar pair, this pair had a very large range, moved very high, moved to the upside but pulled lower and closed lower. We are looking for it to potentially go as high as 165.92, possibly as low as 161.89. Look for some resistance around 164.50 and look for some support around 162.69. Now the US Swiss, this pair is pulling back, is closed higher during this last session. We are looking for it to potentially go up and hit resistance around 0.8900, possibly moving down and hitting support around 0.8780. Now, as far as news analysis go, we have the pound releasing their gross domestic product estimates for April. There's no real consensus on that. Previous was 0.7%. No time given on that one either. The U.S. has their advanced retail sales being released for April at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Consensus on that is that it has moved higher from 0.4% to 0.6%, which would be good news for the US dollar. Now, what am I looking for during this next session? If you go take a look at the New Zealand US dollar on the hour time frame, we have some trend lines here that potentially could be drawn. We had a break of it today, but if you zoom in, that's the long term. But if you zoom in a little bit, we have another one right here, very similar, tagging this low, almost this one, and the previous session's low. You can see we opened almost at it. We have not broken through it as of yet, but if we do, if it comes on down, we can look for it to come down to the 0.7814 level, basically giving us a 67 pip move to the downside. So that's what I'm looking for, a break of this area to the downside. Let me erase the first trend line. There we go. So you can have a better view of it. You can see that both of those lows have tagged it. So there is a very good chance that we will break that during this next session. Something else you need to keep an eye on, that's to the upside. If we get a break of this trend line to the upside, we could see it run up a little ways, definitely to this point where we have previous resistance and previous support that would now be resistance. This is a little bit quicker, about a 30 pip move on that one. Well, that about wraps us up for today. Until next time, this is Jason Fielder. Good trading.